And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Friday, June 24th, 2022 edition of Pete's Power Plays. I'm your host, the King of the Ice, Philly Pete, and we're live on World Hockey Report today. Hope you all are having a great week. Work week is closing in very soon before we hit up that weekend. Middle of June, close to the end of June already. It's unbelievable. Summer just started. Kids are out of school, already starting chaos. It's unbelievable, but we still have hockey. Could this potentially be the last NHL game of the season? We'll see what happens. Or do the Bolts have something to say about that? However, this show, Pete's Power Plays live on World Hockey Report, is sponsored by SeatGeek. Use that promo code WHR at checkout. Make sure you use that promo code WHR at checkout, and you'll save $20 on your first purchase. Once again, hit up SeatGeek. If you're trying to go to a game, concert, bring your significant other, or whoever it is, make sure you hit up SeatGeek. Use that promo code WHR at checkout, and you'll save $20 on your first purchase. So I'm back. I'm live. What can I say here? Game number 5 tonight. Right off the bat, Game 5. Will this be it? Will this be the end of the NHL season? I'll talk about that later on. My best bets and analysis for Game 5 tonight. Do we see the Bolts extend, or does Lord Stanley stay in the Colorado section tonight in the state? We'll see what happens there tonight. A lot to talk about. And then, of course, I'll go back to game number 4, where we had the Avs and Lightning reactions, what you all thought about Game 4, what happened to Tampa below that. Now you have injuries with Sorelli, and Kucherov is still here and there with everything. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. But first and foremost, like I said, if you have any questions or bets that you like for the weekend, let me know. And of course, follow me at The Real P Tooch for more NHL bets. Of course, this is just a kickstart. The playoffs were just a sneak peek of what you're going to see from me next season and in the future upcoming seasons in the NHL when it comes to NHL betting. Like I said, follow me. I'll give you all the ins and outs. I do add on with specific bets here and there, so that's why follow me. So you have all up to the minute betting trends and like I said, I'll add bets here and there. So make sure you follow me. Get all those last minute bets in so we can start cashing out some good money here. But like I said, we're back. We're back here. Game number 5 tonight. So like I said, any bets, questions that you like, let me know. I'll be more than happy to get that ready for you. So I do, however, want to recap the last 2 games before I talk to you guys, since the last time I talked to you guys. Game 3 number of bets. Game 3, actually, believe it or not, Game 3 was really nice to us. It was really, really nice to us. So, this will lead to our next headline, basically, is the Game 4 reactions between the Avs and Lightning in Game number 4. Avs in 8, yeah, if that was even possible. I don't see that anytime soon. But, there's a lot of people out there. First and foremost, everyone is on the Avalanche here tonight. Does Vegas clean house tonight and the Bolts win and extend the series? No one's given the Bolts a chance because of injuries, that they're spent. They go back to Colorado with that high altitude. Is it going to bother them? It's very possible. Well, we saw what happened in Game 1 and 2. It's very possible. Game 4, unfortunately, that was just a buster. I mean, Tampa was basically controlling that game. They were up 2-1. And of course, just Colorado having that poise that they wanted it more. They wanted it more. Colorado, they did. Of course, you can argue about the goal in overtime. I mean, we all thought about that. It reminded me of the 2010 Stanley Cup Finals. My beloved Philadelphia Flyers against the Chicago Blackhawks. Patrick Kane silencing the crowd and winning the Stanley Cup for the Blackhawks that year. We had no idea what happened, but goal went by Leighton, and it was a winner. And it was a simple winner, and Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup. But that was 12 years ago. It was a long time since we've been into the finals, let alone in the playoffs. So, I can't really compare. But that was something to think about. But let bygones be bygones. It's over. Colorado won Game 4. Colorado takes a commanding 3-1 series lead as we head into tonight. Do the Avs take Lord Stanley tonight, or do we go back to Tampa for Game 6? Time will tell. That is tonight. So, but like I said, those that are in here, Welcome aboard. Good to see you guys again. Bolton 7, Sean, how you doing? Jack Eichel, how you doing? Anyone could argue about that. Like I said, about that no call, too many men on the ice. It's just it was just a tough. It was tough. It was a tough call. They're not going to reverse the. They're not going to reverse with it now. So that's unfortunate. That is very unfortunate. They're not going to reverse anything anytime soon. So, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to that's what's going to happen in the future. So, yeah, but it is what it is, and we move on. We move on. That's out of the picture now. As much as you could talk about it now, it's over. Donnell, how you doing? Good to see you again. Welcome aboard, everybody. Sean, Jack Eichel for MVP. Donnell, welcome, guys. Glad to see you guys back on the chat and on the show for today's episode. It was a very, very, very difficult situation that we had in Game 4 with that overtime winner. But it's over. Game's over. Refs we're not playing on the ice. We're not playing Game 4 again. Okay, it's over. We got to move on, and we have Game 5 tonight. That's all. It was a tough break. It was a definitely tough break. And of course, Kadri, the injured guy, scores the goal. To basically win that game for Colorado. It was just a script. I felt like it was just in the book somehow. And that's what happens. That's what happens. But, it is what it is. We can't go back into it now. And let's move on from that. All right. Like I said, those that are coming in, any player props when we talk about, any bets for Game 5 tonight. I want to say 6, but, I think everybody and their mothers are on the Avalanche here tonight to basically take Lord Stanley. Let me know. Hit me up in the chat. You know where to go. And, all systems go. All systems go. So, we have a little argument going on in the chat right now. It's actually kind of funny. Tonight we have Game 5 on the ice. First off, let me go over my recaps real fast. I want to get this out of the way for you guys. June 21st, we had game number 3. Obviously, Tampa was down 0-2. People thought, they came back from 0-2 with the Rangers. Is there enough in the tank for Tampa? And, they showed it in game 3. So let me go over the results. I go 3-1 on the ice with a plus 3.6 units overall won. Tampa, plus 1.5 and the over 5.5, a same game parlay that cashed out for us. Tampa to score a goal in the first period at minus 160. It was a little juicy, but you had to imagine they came out, a little bit of thunderstruck going on. You had to imagine they had to get back into this series somehow, and they did, and we cashed that out. The big play of the night was that plus 185 cash out with Bolt's first period 3-way to win the first period at plus 185. Hell of a win. Great way to start the evening. So we go 3-1. Clients had the Avs team total over 2.5 for a half unit, because why not? Colorado has been on fire with these games. They've been scoring, basically 3+ goals until, game 3. But they scored 2 goals. But this team offensively is on fire. It's tough not to take that. But they lost by a goal. No big deal. We go 3-1 with a plus 3.6 overall unit. Evening, hell of a night. Thank God we had that. I was due for a night after the first 2 games. But that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. In the playoffs, for me, like I said, playoffs are a different story compared to the regular season. I can tell you that much. And then we go to game number 4, where, it's back to reality, back to losing a little bit. 1-3 on the night with a minus 2.6 overall units. Avs Bolts first period over 1.5. Listen, you got to tell me how you score in the first 30 seconds of the game and not have one single goal for the next 19 minutes and 30 seconds of the first period. I feel like that was a trend for some of the season this year. I remember taking Florida Panthers first period overs. Those usually high-end teams that score a lot. Panthers, Tampa, just to name a couple teams, Colorado, first period overs. Score in the first minute of the game, but then crickets for the last 19 minutes of the first period. That's what happened in this one. So we lose that one, unfortunately, but it's okay. Same game parlay, Bolts plus 1.5 and the over 4.5. That cashed out. 2-player shots on goal parlay. Well, Cal McCarr had over 2.5 shots on goal. However, Stamkos only ended up with 1 shot on goal. Absolutely brutal. Tough beat there. That was a plus 255 payout. Would have been nice, but that's just how it goes. And of course, the Clients had the over 5.5, where the whole series has been overs. Of course, we didn't make it there tonight. So 1-3 with a minus 2.6 overall units in game number 4. Overall, NHL playoff record currently sits at 104 wins, 111 losses, and 7 pushes with a minus 15.55 units overall. But my overall year-to-date record is 923 wins, 828 losses, and 49 lovely pushes. That gives me a grand total of plus 68.8 units overall. So, like I said, pretty solid to say the least. I mean, it's just been a solid run, like I said. So, it is what it is. This is how the playoffs have been. I mean, like any capper will tell you, playoffs are absolutely brutal. After that first round, like I said, I'll keep bringing it up. It's been tough. It's been very difficult to cap these games. So, and long and behold, we have game 5 here tonight. So, like I said, back into the chat now. Let's go in and see what we have here. We have little conversations going on. Let's see here. Donnell, my man, how's it going? I really want to force a game 6 because I will be at work and we'll see a game. I mean, listen, it is what it is. You can always DVR it if you have DVR. I mean, no one, it's gonna be tough to get off of Twitter or get off of social media to see who won the game. But we'll see what happens there. Avs are gonna pull Leafs. Jack Eichel, I hope you're right, because I do have a Bolts future to win, but I just don't see it happening. So we'll see what happens there. Let's see what else we got going on. So over 4.5 goals. I mean, I don't know how much did you spend? How much juice did you spend on that? I believe that's like minus 260 or something. That's a little insane. It'll probably hit, but I actually like the third period over 2 goals than anything in this game here tonight. So, what else do we got going on? Did you hear that Senators got the property builder? Yes, that is great. That's amazing. Good for the Ottawa. A good step forward to that franchise. Something what they need there. I mean, it's exactly what they need, to be honest with you. So maybe it's a good start of something new. And like I said, NBA draft. I'm not much of an NHL NBA draft. Excuse me, NBA draft fan. This draft class was terrible. Sorry to get off topic, but like I said, it is what it is. So, all right. But, like I said, chime on in. Austin Matthews. I mean, like I said, Tampa wins in desperation. They got to win it. They have to win. They have to win. I mean, that game has to have a game 4. The way that ended, you have to imagine that has a sour taste in their mouth. Obviously, if you saw that. Conversation with John Cooper afterwards, Tampa head coach, they should have kept playing. I agree. I mean, we all know. I mean, that's bygones be bygones. But Tampa definitely is desperation mode. Can they win a game in Colorado? Like I said, everybody on Vegas, everybody in the whole entire world right now is on Colorado to end the series. It's tough for me to lean aside. Obviously, if I had to take a shot here, I would take the Avs -1. And just for a push, but something tells me about Tampa that they might have a shot here. And people are just laying off of. Everybody's laying off of Tampa. Everyone's just all over Colorado. It's over. Lights out. Tampa doesn't have a chance. They're tired. They're exhausted. Game 4 they basically put a knife in the back of them, and then that's it. That's not how it works, man. These NHL players, they live and die by the cup. This is what they want. So. Yeah, Tampa does have a chance here tonight, and at the plus money, it's a great number. It's an absolute great number to take. If you notice, my same game parlays had Tampa plus 1.5 in basically every same game parlay, so that's something possible I might add in tonight, if need be. And back to NBA, the class was F. Besides Banchero, that's the best player in basically that's going to be in the league. Jabari Smith, obviously good from Auburn, but Chet Holmgren, man. He looks like a Q-tip. I don't see him doing well at all in the NBA. He needs to bulk up. He should have stayed if I was him. But honestly, Holmgren is a Q-tip. I think he's gonna get destroyed in the NBA. So Banchero and Jabari Smith are probably the best 2 prospects coming out in that draft. Over under on 15 hits for Tampa. Over. They're in desperation mode. I mean, I think it's way more than that. I mean, you have to imagine they get at least 20 hits, maybe more. They're going to come out firing, guns a blazing. You have to imagine it's desperation mode for them. Colorado, if they lose, hey, we're still up 3-2. So I think this is do or die, obviously, for Tampa Bay. So that's what I'm feeling. And I already have a play for you guys as is, So, we'll see what happens. And yeah, I mean, honestly, Tampa hasn't had 15 hits like in the whole playoffs, according to Sean Butcher. And yeah, and I'm with you, man. Like they haven't, but this is a different sort of aspect here. I mean, Cup's on the line, season's over. It's all or nothing for Tampa here tonight. So, it's going to have to eventually hit at some point. But I like the over first period, 1.5 goals. But besides that, hit, but it's a decent prop. It's a decent prop to look at if you're debating on betting on that. But maybe shots on goal as well with Tampa, something to consider. But I'll get into that later on. So, but we do now. That will lead me on to this. Do we still think the Bolts? Well, do the Bolts extend the series tonight, Game 5, or the Avs will take home Lord Stanley? It's been the trend that's been talking about basically since after Game 4. I mean, was that a goal? I mean, I know everyone's still complaining about it. It's tough. It's tough to even think about if you're a Tampa fan. But like I said, you got to move on. It's a new game, and Tampa does have everything to fight for. Like I said, they have everything to fight for, and that's just how it's going to have to be. That's going to have to be. And like I said, I would love to hear your bets that you want me to talk about. Any player props, anything in general. Let me know. Hit me up, like I said. And I know a lot of people are saying Avs. Everyone's taking the Avs tonight for sure. They think Tampa's time has ran out. They're basically exhausted. And I have to say, having a three-peat in the NHL would be quite impressive. I mean, but it's very difficult. And, let's be honest here. Tampa had a hell of a tough road compared to Colorado this postseason. So something to think about as well. You had Florida, you had Toronto, you had New York Rangers. Then you go to Colorado, who really didn't have much of competition besides St. Louis. I mean, sorry, Edmonton fans, sorry, Nashville fans, but Nashville they destroyed, Edmonton they destroyed. St. Louis was the only team that showed a little bit of fight. All right, showed a little bit of fight to Colorado, but Colorado just showed their true colors. Like, they're that damn good, and they are. And here we go, on the verge of basically winning the Stanley Cup tonight. Can it happen? Can it happen? So, and yeah, I mean, Sean, I agree. I mean, they finally are playing some of their level. You had Montreal, you had Dallas. I mean, you can't really compare, especially Montreal. I mean, that was just a Cinderella story that you just was like, oh, this is a fluke. And look how they did this year. Brutal. I mean, that was a fluke to me. And, so that's just, and this is a team that is definitely compatible. Obviously, goaltending hasn't been much of an issue at all with Colorado. They've been playing extremely well, goaltending wise. But I mean, in terms of that, you can also thank the offense, who's explosive, that can score anytime, any moment. And you give up a couple goals to Tampa, but Colorado can answer right there in a heartbeat. I mean, that's what you have when you have two good offenses. And quite frankly, Colorado's is just the nail in the coffin with that, and it kind of like scratches off that goaltending issue. But it doesn't matter. It does not matter. And I truly do think Colorado ends the series tonight. I think that's what they do. So, and that's how I feel. Kemper was good. Like I said, besides that slip up in the first period, the first 30 seconds, he had one hell of a game. Kemper, absolutely. That was just a terrible. That was just it was a difficult goal there. It was just, it sucked to happen. It was terrible. His helmet comes off. They're in the middle of the play. You can't call that. Refs can't call that. It's a goal. But Darcy showed up at the rest of that game. I mean, he came to play, and they won. They won, short and sweet. So, and like I said, man, Avs are absolutely, when they're on the power play, expect the goal, will you? Because that's how Tampa loses any of these games, is if they're in the box. I mean, that's how it's been all postseason for Tampa Bay. Teams scoring left to right on Tampa if they're in the box. Now they were clean the last two periods. They were clean in Game 4, but that didn't matter. That didn't matter. Colorado came in and they said, "Listen, you guys might be up, fans might be rolling here, but we're going to win this game here tonight. Go to 2-2, go to overtime." And of course, Kadri, Mr. Injured Kadri, comes in and wins the game for Colorado. Game 4, Colorado. There you go. All right, let's go. Game 5 tonight. let's start off. Let's do it. Like I'm ready to talk bets right now. I mean, and like I said, real fast, if you have anything, let me know. Any good bets you like for me to talk about, player props, bets in general for this game number 5. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of perks out there, a lot of different angles here for this game here tonight. Let me know. Let me know, and don't forget to follow me when you get a chance. And if I do add on for some wagers tonight, you'll be the first to know. Short and sweet there. So, game 5 tonight, and what can I say? Let's talk. Let's talk strategy. Let's talk stats real fast. Over under here is at 6. However, I'm going to be nice to you guys here. Okay, this is going to be a client play. Okay, and it's basically still at the same number, and and it's same number. You still get it. Over under here is at 6 at -105. However, 5.5 is at -135. That's what I locked in last night. I'll be giving that to the clients after the show today. You guys are going to get it as well. Lock it in now. Tampa, Colorado, over 5.5 at -135. If your book only offers 6 at -105, I still like it as well. I think we're going to see more goals. This like I said, this series has trended over the entire series, minus the other night where we saw a 3-2 game and an under that I guess everyone was kind of due for that, but it doesn't, it's not, I just think tonight, especially if Colorado is up, we're going to see Tampa being pulled. Okay. More opportunities for Colorado to get empty net goals. And, that's how I feel. That's why the over 2 goals in the third period is something to consider as well, if you're thinking that. But I think the full game over 5.5 and or 6 is a great spot. That's a client play as well. So there you go. Over 5.5 goals tonight, -135, or the over 6 for me. If you're digging that. But I do think we see a lot of goals here tonight as well. Desperation time for Tampa. They got to get on the board, or they have to get on the board early. Silences Colorado fan base. I mean, they're going to be rocking tonight at the Ball Arena. You have to imagine. And Colorado can score at will. We know that. So I think we get the over here tonight. As chippy as it may be, goaltending, like I said, has been iffy as of late for both teams. But I do like the over. I think we get there tonight. Colorado opened up at -155 on the money line. And, man, it's been insane. It's been insane. Over-unders the Colorado at -155, now -175 on the money line. It's huge. Like I said, everyone is betting on Colorado tonight. And my only issue is that Vegas could clean house if Tampa wins tonight, which, they'll be desperate. They will be desperate tonight. So we'll see what happens here. And I wanted to just kind of like clear that out for you guys so you can, see a little bit more. But that's a lot better than I could see you guys. But yeah, I mean, that's how I feel. Just a lot of money on Colorado right now. That's why, 20-cent difference. However, like I said, Colorado is 39-6-3 at home this year. They're phenomenal. 26-24 at home, covering the puck line. 6-4 in their last 10 at home games with the overs. Tampa, 29-20-2 on the road this year. 27-25 covering the puck line on the road. 4-6 in the last 10 with the overs. So I mean, like I said, it's a back and forth game. It's back and forth game. 75% of the public money looks like it's creeping up to 80% of the consensus on Colorado here tonight. Like I said, it's just going to be very, very tough for Tampa. Like I said, like they got to be exhausted, and they could play pissed off. Like that game 4 kind of just set a standard for them. Will they be ready to rock tonight, or or after that, what happened? Like, is that the extinguished point of this Tampa Bay Lightning team? And Colorado finally wins a cup in forever. So something to think about. Like I said, trend for me is on the over here. It's been like that. It's been like that all series, besides game 4, of course. But I just feel like these two teams, these two offenses can score at will, and they can. And I feel like we'll get there again tonight. 5.5, like I said, is a client play for you guys at -135 and or the over 6. I'm going to roll with the first period over 1.5 goals at -135 as well. Should have got there last time, but it's okay. I'm not going to retaliate and go back to how that was. It was just a bad beat, but I move on. I don't like to talk about it. But over first period at -1.5 at -135. Same game parlay if you're considering Avs money line and the over 4.5 goals is at plus 105. A little bit of value, nothing crazy, but still a little bit on the plus side if you're interested in taking the Avs and an over 4.5. That's what you got to think about. However, Tampa tonight is high flying, and like I said, it's been their odds tonight are insane. So you got to look at this. I'm on DraftKings right now as we speak. Something to consider when taking the Lightning here tonight is that they're plus 160 on the money line. Then to cover the spread at plus 1.5 is juicy, minus 170 for Tampa to cover that spread. And like I said, I've been rolling with that most of the series. But like I said, if you want to lean Avalanche, they're minus 1.5 at plus 145. It was at plus 155 about a day or two ago. Now it's kind of been trending the other way. That's why I like Avs in regulation at minus 110 to minus 115, minus 1. That's what it is. Avs minus 1 and minus 110. So if they do go to OT and they win the game, you at least push. But that's how I'm feeling there. Okay. Cody, my man. Let's see. Who was the Conn Smythe? Well, honestly, I mean, I had a couple of futures with the clients. I had a couple of futures with them. Vasilevsky at plus 450 I had. And I had Nathan MacKinnon at plus 210 to win as well. So for a half unit. So something in consideration there. So, I mean, MacKinnon has been turning up a little bit, but Makar, he's the slight favorite now. He opened up basically after game 2, he was clearly the favorite. I believe it was like minus 500. And then after game 3 and game 4, kind of slipped down to minus 175. I'm not sure where it's at right now. I could look at that real fast. And as I speak right now, Makar's at minus 600 now. So it has jumped so much. Just in comparison, Makar's at minus 600 on DraftKings. MacKinnon now is at plus 500. So, I mean, it's tough. It's tough to beat what Makar has done, not only in the series, but entire postseason. MacKinnon has been shooting lights out as well. I believe he had 7 shots on goal in game number 4. So, I mean, it's tough. Like I said, I'm rooting for, like I said, for either team here. Of course, I want MacKinnon because of the price and the value that I got him for. But I just feel like at the end of the day here, I think Makar is going to get it. So short and sweet there. But I'm never giving up hope. So that's how I am there. Oh, man. Okay, let's go through it all. All right. Vasi, yes, I know. Best goal in the world when facing elimination, 18-2. Yeah, he's got a chance. I mean, but I just don't see it happening. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope Tampa does extend the series. I do, but as I recall, the first 2 games of the series were absolute. This didn't work out at all for Tampa. But I know elimination games for Vasi, he's been phenomenal, especially at home, though. At home, it's a different story. I mean, at home, he's lights out. I just feel like this is just a different change of pace for him, a completely different offense that he's used to seeing. And I just think Colorado has been, I don't want to say own him, but they kind of have. I mean, they've been scoring. They have been scoring on Vasilevsky, and so that's just what it is. But as we move on here, we're going to go through a couple other ones. Another one real fast, man. That's just if and when this goes to Game 7. I like your optimism, Jack. I do, Jack Eichel. I do it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I have a future at plus 165 when the series came out for the clients. If Tampa wins tonight, I would love to see it. I would love to see it. If they win tonight, you have to imagine momentum builds for them big time, and all the juice is on them, as they head back home. Uncle Mo is on their side. So that's how I'm feeling. I mean, if they win this game tonight, it could simply go to 7 back in Colorado. I mean, absolutely. Who doesn't want to see a Game 7 for the Stanley Cup? I mean, I don't want to see it end tonight. I don't want to see it end tonight, but I'm going where the money is, okay? I'm going where the money is tonight, and it's Colorado. I mean, that's where I'm going. So, yeah, I mean, it's just been unbelievable. I mean, and I appreciate everyone that's been tuning into the show today. I appreciate it. And whatever you guys take tonight in your best, good luck regardless. Avs. I mean, Avs are in Vasi's head. I mean, I could absolutely put that down. Absolutely. That's how I feel. I mean, they're definitely in his head. And Avalanche are absolutely dangerous in OT. I mean, we've seen it all series. Like I said, all playoffs overtime games. I mean, like it's this team is just so different. They're good. They are meant to win this cup. They are. No one really gave Tampa, like I said, no one gave Tampa at all during the postseason. Like, oh, they're going to lose to Florida. They're going to lose to Toronto. They're going to lose to New York. Well, they proved everyone wrong until they play Colorado. Colorado has finally, they're due. Like I said, this team has just been overdue. And, I think it's their time. I really do think it's their time. So, but, back to the captions here and back to the bolts here. Like I said, let's do it. All right. So, in conclusion here, before I take off for the weekend, Game 5 tonight. Like I said, what do we see? Chris Ruth, I do see you. Colorado will win the cup, but in Game 6 or 7, people want to see the season extended. I get it. I want the season to be extended as well. I mean, who doesn't want to see a game? Like I said earlier, who doesn't want to see a Game 7 for the Stanley Cup Finals between these two teams? Like these two Goliath of teams, like last year with Montreal, couldn't really compare. Dallas Stars during the COVID season couldn't really compare. This is this has been phenomenal. I mean, prior to that, of course, we saw the Blues win their title as well, which was nice to see against Boston. I mean, but this is just a stellar performance here. And like I said, Colorado has been dominating this entire postseason. Dominating. I mean, Edmonton sweep, Nashville sweep. So, I mean, this is finally a team where Colorado, I mean, if Colorado wins in 5, I mean, I feel like it's been an easy postseason for them. I hate to say it, but I feel like it's been. Tampa, yeah, they're not going to be easy to be dethroned. I mean, they're the reigning defending 2-time champs for no reason, and I think they're not going to go down without a swing tonight. So, yeah, I mean, like I said, everyone is on the Avs tonight. I am as well. Okay, I am as well, but I do have a future with Tampa to cover the series spread at +1.5. I hope I get that. I mean, that's why I'll be rooting, of course, for a win for Tampa. But you got to hedge a little bit. I like to hedge a little bit. Some people don't, but that's how I feel. So all in all, tonight, game number 5 tonight, Colorado, Tampa, over 5.5 goals at -135. That's an executive VIP client play. If you have the over 6 as well, -105, take that as well. I do see some goals. I want to go with the first period over 1.5 at -135 as well. Again, we've been getting there every game this series, except for last game, which we had an entire first period to get one more goal. But that's just how it goes. That's just how it goes. Sometimes I got to go with totals instead of sides. It's very difficult for me to take a side tonight because I do want to see Tampa win, but I do want to see Colorado to hoist the cup in forever. But that's why I'm leaning towards these totals. So, like I said, over 5.5 and/or over 6. First period over 1.5 goals as well. Now, if you like team totals, I'll give you guys a bonus play. Team totals, you can consider taking the over 3 for Colorado tonight. That's somewhere in the -115 range. Over 3.5, I believe, is at. Let me get that for you real quick. I had this earlier, and of course the phone died off. So give me 1 second. Let's see here. Team props. Yeah. So Avalanche over 3.5 goals is at +115. So something to consider there. But Tampa, this is all excluding overtime. We want overtime goals. I mean, that's the thing. We want to include overtime. So Colorado over 3.5 goals is at -105. That's a lot. Can they score 4 goals tonight? I don't know. That's the thing. I think they can. But, at 3.5 at -105, it's simply telling me that, hey, they're going to get 4 goals tonight. Couple empty netters, it's possible. But Tampa over 2.5 goals, including overtime, okay, is at -110. I might be locking that in because I just have a feeling that we're going to see this Tampa team desperate. 3 goals tonight for Tampa, including overtime, is at -110. It's not bad. It is not bad at all. I do like that. And I do think they get on the board early too. There's something I feel like about this Tampa team. Like I said, I like Colorado to take this cup tonight, but these props for Tampa are so cheap right now. It's tough to it's kind of tough for me to lay that way. It's kind of tough for me when I see a 2.5 team total in Tampa. I know they're injured. I know Cirelli is knocked up. Cooch isn't 100%, but they still have other weapons there. I mean, look what happened. They got rid of Barclay Goodrow to New York, and they're still in the Cup Finals, scoring goals left to right. So I don't think it matters. I mean, they still managed to get a couple goals, obviously in game number 4. But tonight, you're going to see a desperation Tampa team, and I do think that we see some goals from Tampa. So not only are you guys getting a VIP play, not only are you guys getting another play with the first period over 1.5, but I want to go on a limb here. Tampa Bay Lightning team total over 2.5 goals, including overtime. So if we get like a 2-2 sort of game going to OT, they win 3-2. Not like I'm saying that, but you still get a chance for that third goal and a cash out. So I'm going to roll with that Tampa team total over 2.5 goals as well. I mean, desperation times, you still have your scorers out there, Stamkos. Of course, you have Hedman that could score at will. A couple of dark horses like Nick Paul and a couple others in there as well. So, that's how I feel. So, 3 plays tonight on the ice for you guys. Game 5, 3 plays. VIP client play over 5.5 goals at -135. If you only have the 6, take the 6. I see high scoring goals. Number 2, the first period over 1.5 goals at -135. I think I love to see us get there at 2 goals tonight. I believe we get there, and I believe Tampa should get on the board early as well to silence that crowd. If Tampa goes and takes this lead 1-0 in Colorado, I think they have a shot to win this game. Bold statement. That's how I feel. And then, of course, Tampa team total over 2.5 goals, including overtime as well. So those plays are 1 unit each. Okay, we're going to be rocking that out tonight. And, I mean, and you know what? Nichushkin has been on fire with these, man. Like, with these anytime goal scores, it's been phenomenal. The way that he's been lighting out the lamp over plus 300 odds. I mean, it's unbelievable. I can tell you right now, Valerie Nichushkin to score anytime goal right now. They know now. The DraftKings has him at plus 155. Something to consider maybe for about a half unit or so, or quarter unit. I want to wait and see if that goes up. I want to see if that goes up tonight. But something worth consider because Nichushkin has been scoring a lot for Colorado and cashing you out at great money. So we'll see what happens there. But I'm gonna rely on these 3 props for tonight. I may add on. That's why if you follow me at the Real Pete Tooch, and I do add on, I might get crazy, maybe add another 1 or 2 on player props specifically, probably. Maybe that third period over 2 goals at -115, something to consider there. If we do get there, I just think at the end of the day we're gonna get a lot of goals. I do. I think we're gonna get a good game, a lot of goals in this game here. We should have had it last time, but again, I believe that we'll get there once again. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, and that's a wrap on Pete's Power Plays on the Friday edition here on June 24th. Listen, I hope you all have a great weekend. Okay, I'll be back next Friday, probably just to wrap up. I don't want to say. We'll see what happens. So, just to wrap up the NHL season, short and sweet. So, that's how I'm feeling. So, a recap real fast. Those that are tuning in, I'm getting DMs as well. People that couldn't make this show but asking for my plays. Over 5.5 or over 6, full game over between these 2. First period over 1.5 goals as well at -135. It's decently priced too. So, and last but not least, Tampa Bay Lightning team total over 2.5 goals at -115. You have to imagine this team comes out firing, guns a-blazing, and like I said, Colorado, they lose this game here tonight. I expect a game 7 back in Colorado. I really do. So, and they just want to end it. I know Colorado just wants to end this game. 100%. They do. They want to end the series. And, we'll see what happens. We can only see when we watch this game here tonight. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I'm out of time, but I am Philly Pete here, signing off. Have a great weekend. And listen, don't forget, I will be tweeting these bets out for you guys. So make sure you guys lock them in, get locked and loaded. Game 5 tonight. Tune in. Should be a good one. And listen, I'll talk to you guys next Friday. Be safe out there. Enjoy your weekend. And talk soon. I'm Philly Pete signing off. See you guys.